we experience heavy disruptions on the transportation system. What was the cause of the disruption? The underground service in London was shut down. RMT, that's the National Union of Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers, the union went on strike. They were asking for a pay rise and also a reduction in their working hours. Now, for somebody who doesn't know anybody working there, you might just think that, okay, what's the big deal? Currently, they are doing 35 hours a week, but now they are asking for 32 hours a week. But let me shock you. A lot is wrong with it. Some even do more than that 35 hours. Because I happen to know somebody, a female, who trained and is now a bus driver. And she was telling me how they are being worked, as in really overworked. In fact, I was really shocked that really, she told me that they are doing, where she's working, they are doing 7 days a week. She told them, okay, she can't cope with 7 days a week. They should be giving her 4 days a week. And she'll take 3 days off. They said no. She has to do that 7 days a week. And so she said she made attempts to speak to her manager like on 3 occasions. And later the manager started evading her. And she had to go to her GP to get a fit note. Because she said, look at it, my sister. I will wake up at home and get ready and then commute to work. Maybe that one will take me like 3 hours a day. And then a 12-hour shift, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And she can only have 1 hour break in between. And then you know that sitting position, sitting down to drive bus for long, that her knees and her feet, her toes started aching. So she had to get a doctor's report that gave her some time off work. And that day we were on call talking. She was not telling me that they are calling her. The manager is now calling her saying, just come and tell us what you want. She told the manager, I'm on sick leave when I return. That is the stark reality. And that is what part of what they are protesting. Their work hours, they are being overworked. In fact, there was disruption. I know somebody that last Monday, that person spent 4 hours commuting to work because he had to go by bus. I mean, one way cost him 4 hours. And then when we were talking, and I said, Elizabeth Line, because that one is overground. I said, try Elizabeth Line. They are not on strike. And that was how that person came back and said that, thank you to me. Because, you know, once a journalist, always a journalist, I try to put my ear down to know what is happening and find out whatever advice or correct information I can pass across. So that is it. But the thing now is, after this 7-day strike now, which started on the 5th of September, have they been given what they requested for? The answer is no. Their demands have not yet been met. But at least the government has started fresh negotiations with them, saying that they can offer 3.4% increase in salary, but to cut down the hours to 32 hours per week instead of 35 hours is not going to be achievable. So let us see how it's unfolding.
There's bound to be a lot of disruption because of this tube strike. Between Sunday and Thursday, there will be little or no service on the tube on all lines. On the Docklands Light Railway, there's also going to be strikes and no service on the Tuesday and the Thursday. What is going to be running? The Elizabeth line, that should be running fine, and also the London Overground and the buses and the tram, but they will be much busier than normal because people will move onto those services from the tube. What Transport for London are saying, please check before you travel, before heading out, because there's bound to be a lot of disruption because of this tube strike.
Do you think that the workers are justified in requesting for a pay rise? Because the cost of living has really gone up and it's affecting every sector, you know, and then the fatigue too, you know, when people are overworked, you just hear that people just drop and they go from there. So do you think that their demands are justified? Should it be met by government? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. So sound off in the comment section. Bye for now. Hit the follow button until I see you in my next post.